You never know what God got planned, you know? I told him that a couple times, you know?
6:35 is your time right now. Turning our attention to this story in Tampa, where police are still looking for the person who shot and killed a rapper and hurt 3 others outside of a hotel there.
Is Julio Foolio back from the dead? Well, a lot of people seem to be thinking so after he sent a public message to his rival and fellow rapper, Yungeen Ace. So what exactly is going on? Foolio may have died, but Yungeen Ace is keeping the beef alive. The latter has not taken his foot off the gas since Foolio's passing. If anything, he's doubled down. Yungeen Ace released a new song called Do It, in which he explicitly raps about gunning down his rivals. The release of the song came just hours after his real-life rival, Julio Foolio, was shot.
No choppers and killers in it. Catch his ass and do his ass, you know he finished.
While Yungeen doesn't mention Foolio by name, the video, which has been posted above, depicts masked men shooting another man in what looks like the parking lot of a motel. The lyrics in the song are also very pointedly about shooting someone. Catch his A and do his A, you know he finished, Yungeen raps on the song. Flip his A and smoke his A, we stand on business, he continues. Ace decided to do it again. Worse, he decided to be more disrespectful. Yungeen Ace dropped the song Game Over on June 28th. The title already carries with it extremely grim connotations. The bars are even worse. Dead on the floor, dead on arrival, Mr. Six. I'm steady screaming out, F the long, F the six, Ace raps. 4 in the car and 1 of them dead, 3 got hit. I told them ends, they don't want no war with this ish. This is where plausible deniability goes out the proverbial window. Foolio was one of 4 passengers in a car when he was unalived. Foolio's set is 6 block. The number is littered throughout the entire song. Yungeen Ace isn't even trying to be subliminal. Game Over literally starts with the rapper saying, "Y'all know I smoke dead people, man, you know what I'm saying? And I smoke 6, haha." The rapper went as far as to detail Foolio's death. 5.56 increased the murder rate. Another body on the way, he spits. Mask on, get up close. This another closed case. Don Julio shots to the face. Foolio used the name Julio Foolio, and Yungeen Ace likens his death via shooting to taking shots of Don Julio tequila. Disrespectful doesn't do the song justice. Ace's decision to celebrate Foolio's death so publicly could come back to haunt him, however, especially given how blatant he's been with his bars. These 2 dissies are ruthless takedowns of a rapper who can no longer defend himself. Well, you'd think he wouldn't be able to, at least. A bizarre incident happened on June 28th. Foolio's Instagram account was hacked, and the hacker decided to leave a comment on one of Ace's posts. The comment was left on the music video link for Game Over. The hacker, who is yet to be identified, posted a trash can emoji. A valid response given the content of the song, but morbid given the fact that Foolio is not behind the keyboard. Yungeen Ace saw this comment and responded. Without missing so much as a beat, the rapper wrote, "You still effing with me, dude." He included 2 laughing emojis and then added, "I love you for Eva." The love on Ace's side is presumably sarcastic, given how brutal his diss tracks against Foolio have been. That being said, this isn't the first time Yungeen Ace has shown love to Foolio. When the latter was involved in a 2023 shooting, Ace hopped on Instagram to wish him the best. "I'm glad you survived," he wrote. "I love you, la bra." Foolio wrote back, "Love you too." This directly contradicts the celebratory tone that Ace has taken since. It does suggest, however, that peace was a possibility at one point. Yungeen Ace was asked whether he would ever squash things with Foolio during a 2021 interview with DJ Vlad. The rapper didn't deny the possibility, but he didn't directly answer the question.
I want the best for the city, but they don't even let me try to come back and like do school stuff, pass out school stuff, turkeys, like Christmas. They don't even let me do.
Foolio also sat down with DJ Vlad to hash out the same problem. The late rapper was more direct.
It probably happen sooner or later. You never know what God got planned, you know? I told him that a couple times, you know? We be talking time to time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what can happen.
Meanwhile, criminal lawyer Brian Rivers analyzed Yungeen Ace's Do It on social media. He claimed that the lyrics could land the rapper in serious legal trouble.
Did you hear what he just said? He said, "Fellas got the low, I told them to do it." Now, if they can link Yungeen Ace to any kind of case related to this is coming into evidence.
For context, Florida rapper Julio Foolio was shot and unalived in Tampa just 2 days after his 26th birthday, which he had been celebrating over the weekend. Foolio, whose real name was Charles Jones, was staying at a Holiday Inn hotel in Tampa after being kicked out of an Airbnb where he was partying when the rapper was reportedly ambushed. Attorney Louis Fusco said in a statement, before his death, Jones had shared a story on Instagram showing him celebrating his 26th birthday with a pool party beside friends and fans at an Airbnb.
We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man.
The party, which had been advertised all over social media, allegedly got too rowdy, leading police to shut down the event and forcing Jones to leave, according to Fusco. Mr. Jones had been in Tampa to celebrate his birthday over the weekend, Fusco said. Law enforcement reports indicate that he initially stayed at an Airbnb but was asked to leave due to exceeding occupancy limits. He subsequently relocated to the Holiday Inn, where he was involved in an incident in the hotel parking lot and reportedly ambushed. Police said Jones and the 3 other victims were in their cars in the parking lot when unidentified assailants opened fire. Officials are reviewing surveillance footage from the hotel, with no suspects arrested as of Sunday afternoon. The victim in this morning's shooting is believed to be Charles Jones. Positive identification is pending confirmation from the medical examiner's office, the agency said in a statement. A release said officers observed 2 vehicles that had been shot at in the parking lot of a hotel. 4 people were injured in the shooting, police said, with 1 person pronounced dead. 3 other victims were treated at a local hospital. Meanwhile, Foolio's mother, Sandricus Mays, issued a heartfelt statement following the rapper's tragic unalivement. Mays shared her statement on Instagram, mourning her son's death in Tampa, Florida, on June 22nd. The post included numerous clips of Foolio showcasing his childhood and rise in the rap industry. R.I.P. son, Charles Jones II, Foolio, the real life story documentary coming soon, she captioned. The story that only I can tell because I know the truths from the fakes. I think I'm the only mother that keeps it real while most others know damn well what was going on with their own sons. This has been going on since 2014 to 2015. Mays continued, some of these same women celebrating your death are the same women who looked up to me, sitting in my building. I was their teacher, and they were my students, taking notes at a big grown age. Let's not forget that. The same women who were buying your CDs for their kids, let's not forget that. These same women's sons did the same thing you did, going tit for tat on this drill music, which I never condoned. The untold truth only I can tell coming soon, she added. So much unreleased coming soon. If you're not tuned into the hip-hop scene, you might not be aware of the sheer talent emerging from Jacksonville. But with talent often comes rivalry, and in this case, it's between ATK and KTA. These aren't just rival rap groups, they represent a deadly feud that has played out in both music and real life. The origins of rap are steeped in battle, 2 artists going head-to-head with lyrics and rhymes. But what was once a lyrical sparring match has turned into something much more sinister. The 1990s saw the infamous East Coast versus West Coast rivalry, which tragically ended with the deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious Big Fast Forward to Jacksonville. And we see a similar, if not more deadly, rivalry between ATK and KTA. The star of ATK is Yungeen Ace, a rapper with a gritty style and a controversial past. On the other side was Julio Foolio, the face of KTA, known for his provocative lyrics and bold social media presence. These 2 rappers were at the heart of this deadly feud, each with a legion of fans and a trail of controversies. This violent feud escalated in 2017 when Foolio's cousin was shot and unalived. An associate of Ace's was charged with the unalivement, and in 2018, Ace was a target in a retaliatory drive-by that left his brother and 2 others dead. Foolio celebrated the shootings with various posts on social media. In March 2021, Ace released the song Who I Smoke, in which he called out the names of associates of Foolio's who were unalived.
Who I smoke, baby, who I smoke.
Foolio would respond a month later with the diss song When I See You, which saw the rapper mocking Ace and the 3 people who were unalived in the drive-by. In the official music video, Foolio can be seen in a cemetery, lying on a photo of Ace's brother and his 2 friends.
Other 3 died. Damn, I'm 2-3 high. Bitch, say yo.
Kayanta, better known as Yungeen Ace, was born in Chicago and is one of 12 brothers. This made things difficult for a single mother growing up, which caused him to move around and relocate often before settling in the Jacksonville, Florida area. His dad was serving time in prison, which left him without a father figure as well. He mostly looked up to his uncle as the man in his life, but when his uncle passed away when he was just 14, he took to the streets to let out the pain and anger he now had.
Man, there's a whole lot of real life. Everybody gonna relate to it. That's how I want it. I want everybody to relate to it. I'm really speaking from like people who come from the streets, for real, you know.
When he was out on the streets, he needed a way to tell his story. That's when he found music and formed his crew, ATK. He started dropping tracks in 2014, but it wasn't until 2018 that things really took off with songs like No Witness, All In, and Find Myself. His music was real and raw, which quickly gained him a following online. Julio Foolio grew up on the north side of Jacksonville in a rough area called 6 Block. He lost his first friend at just 15, and by the time he was 20, he had already lost 15 friends to street violence. After getting kicked out of school in 9th grade, he was sent to an alternative school in enemy territory. On his first day, someone from the rival hood was unalived while waiting for the bus. Foolio dissed them on social media, which led many at the school to believe he was involved, sparking a fight. Fighting at school was one thing, but after school was a different story. Foolio got on the bus, but his enemies followed him. Walking down the street, shots were fired at him and his friends. A bullet hit him in the leg, dislocating his hip, forcing him to crawl away while the shooter continued firing. He made it to a woman's yard asking for help, but she told him to leave. He passed out, waking up to police and EMTs before blacking out again and waking up in the hospital. Not only did his enemies think he was involved in the murder, but the police did too. Foolio proved he was just going to school that day and wasn't involved in the K-ing. Despite this, his life changed drastically. He tried working a regular job in a factory, but lasted only a few months before returning to the streets and focusing more on music. Initially, rapping was just a side hustle, but when his tracks started gaining attention, he saw it as a way out of the street life. Around the same time Foolio was making a name for himself, another rapper, Yungeen Ace, was doing the same. Instead of collaborating, they divided the city, leading to multiple deaths on both sides. It all started when Foolio's cousin, Zion Brown, was unalived in 2017. Zion was at home when D3ath threw a brick through his window and started shooting. 2 girls in the house were injured but survived. Zion didn't make it. Ace and Thomas were close, and in 2018, both were charged with robbing a weed dealer and shooting at him. Ace beat the case, but later that year, he faced a tragic loss that escalated his beef with Foolio. Ace, his brother, and 2 friends went out to eat for a birthday celebration. After leaving, a shooter ambushed them, K-ing everyone except Ace, who was shot 8 times. Foolio took to social media to taunt Ace, saying he didn't feel bad because he knew they'd do the same if the situation was reversed. Foolio downplayed the beef, but things kept escalating. In January 2019, a rapper named Boss Goon was unalived outside a nightclub in Jacksonville. He had just been released from prison and was shot along with his dad. Boss Goon was the brother of Xu, one of Ace's top shooters. After Boss Goon's death, Xu allegedly retaliated by K-ing one of Foolio's best friends, Lil Bibby. Despite warnings from K Shorty to stay away from Foolio, Bibby stayed close and was unalived in February 2019. A shooter ambushed him outside his apartment, K-ing him in broad daylight. Foolio released a tribute track, Bibby's Story, which brought mainstream attention to him and the ongoing violence in Jacksonville. ATK's Queso responded with his own diss track, describing how the K-ing went down, which gained millions of views. The violence between KTA and ATK escalated, with both sides targeting each other. Foolio was shot at, with a bullet grazing his head, and his girlfriend was also targeted. Foolio lost 2 more friends, Spaz2X and Rod K, 2 days in a row. Shortly after, Ace was targeted again in March 2019, this time at a hotel in Georgia. Ace survived, but another friend was unalived. The shooters were from Jacksonville, revealing it was a targeted hit. With KTA and ATK both taking heavy losses, retaliation was inevitable. On January 15, 2020, KTA's Lil Buck was gunned down in a shopping center. After a police manhunt, the suspects escaped through neighborhood backyards. Queso, who was known for dissing KTA members after his brother's death, was eventually arrested for Lil Buck's murder. Despite these arrests, the violence continued. By now, Foolio and Ace were both gaining recognition in the music industry, but still couldn't let go of the feud. The conflict, mostly unknown outside Jacksonville, gained nationwide attention in March 2021. On March 28, 2021, ATK members Ace, Spinabenz, Fast Money Goon, and Wapa Wheat Da Choppa released Who I Smoke, a track that openly taunted Foolio and his dead friends, bringing the beef to the national stage. The song Who I Smoke quickly went viral, drawing mainstream attention to the ongoing feud in Jacksonville. The track's use of a cheerful Vanessa Carlton sample juxtaposed with violent lyrics about Foolio's fallen friends shocked many listeners. Foolio responded with his own diss track, When I See You, which flipped a Fantasia song into a dark and menacing message aimed at his rivals. As the beef played out in the public eye, both Foolio and Ace faced increased scrutiny from law enforcement and the media. Despite the danger, neither rapper backed down. Foolio continued to release music and taunt his enemies online, while Ace did the same. The cycle of violence seemed unending, with each side seeking revenge for the latest loss. Throughout 2022, the two rappers continued to exchange barbs through their music and social media. Foolio accused Ace of being a rat and posted alleged evidence of Ace cooperating with law enforcement. This accusation was particularly inflammatory, as the label of a snitch can have severe repercussions in the hip-hop community. In 2023, the beef between Yungeen Ace and Julio Foolio showed no signs of abating. Both artists continued to release music that referenced their ongoing feud, maintaining a high level of animosity. The year was marked by multiple violent incidents, as the conflict spilled over from music into real life. One of the most significant aspects of their rivalry was the repeated attempts on both rappers' lives. Foolio survived several shootings, including one incident where he was grazed by a bullet and another where he was shot in the foot. Despite the violence, Foolio remained defiant, frequently posting on social media and continuing to engage in public spats with Ace. Yungeen Ace, for his part, also faced numerous threats and attacks. In one notable incident in 2018, Ace was ambushed while celebrating his brother's birthday, resulting in the deaths of his brother and two friends. Ace survived despite being shot multiple times, an event that undoubtedly influenced the intensity of his later feud with Foolio. Foolio and Ace's feud was more than just a personal vendetta. It was a reflection of the broader gang conflict in Jacksonville. Their music served as a chronicle of the violence and loss experienced by young men in their community. While the beef brought them fame, it also highlighted the tragic consequences of street life. In the midst of this ongoing war, Foolio and Ace both managed to achieve significant milestones in their careers. Foolio released several successful projects, including Love Me Like I'm Dead and Confidential Thoughts, which showcased his versatility and storytelling ability. Ace also dropped hit songs and albums, collaborating with notable artists and gaining a wider audience. Despite their success, the feud continued to overshadow their achievements. The constant threat of violence loomed over both rappers, affecting their lives and careers. They had to navigate the dangerous streets of Jacksonville while pursuing their dreams, a balancing act that few could manage. The feud reached a tragic and violent climax in 2024. On June 23, 2024, Foolio was fatally shot in the parking lot of a Holiday Inn in Tampa, Florida. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.